Good morning, everybody. I know I don't start off these things with good morning, but the reason being is because I'm actually filming this the day it releases, early in the morning. No, it's not another 4 o'clock in the morning vlog thing. It's actually 8 or 9:30 right now. I forgot to film one over the weekend. I forgot to film a vlog thing over the weekend, so I'm filming it now to get caught up. Hopefully I'll be more... I need to get a schedule together. That's basically it. I need to get a schedule together, and I need to work it around my streaming days and my the recording and things like that, along with trying to make time for certain things like interactions online and everything like that. And I had another struggle. Was it over the weekend? I think it was over the weekend because today is Monday, and Kara gets on me about this all the time. It's just I in real life, I have no problem going up to people and talking like, hey, how you doing? Especially if it's like, if I'm with, I'll give you a good example. Last year, whenever I went to PAX East, I knew nobody. However, Isicle knew a whole ton of people who were there. So people she knew would come over, and I'd fit in just fine. We'd start talking about stuff and everything, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Like IRL, I'm good. I can communicate. I don't want to say I'm a social butterfly, but I'm like, I could be social and everything, and I'm comfortable in that. Online is a lot harder for me, and I'm not 100% sure why. I've been trying to figure that out, and I think to a certain degree, I kind of know where it stems from, but I'm not 100% sure yet, so I don't want to say what it is just in case I'm like, oh no, it's this other thing. It's close, but so yeah, there's that. Today is also May the 4th, so that's cool. And if any of you know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. But back to the main topic. God, I get off track so easily. And I know, like, hey, you should probably write scripts for your videos. You know what? You have a point, but there's something about scripts that I just don't like. I like raw, unedited, real content. That's the stuff that I like. And because that's the stuff that I like, that's the stuff that I make. So as far as like having scripts, and I've talked about this before, I'll probably never have a script. I'll have bullet points to hit, but like these vlogs are just basically me talking and give you guys an update. What else? Today starts the second week of on-call work for my job. I didn't get called in at all last week, and if what my father says is to be believed, I'm not going to get called in even remotely at all this week because of how much work that my job doesn't have. Still supposedly getting paid. We'll see what happens whenever I get my first paycheck, which should either be next week or the week after. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. And because the nice thing is, because I'm not like, because of what's happening right now, I am very, I'm not spending a lot. I'm not going out places and everything. So I can put more of my funds into the Texas move. So that's a nice thing. Going back a little bit, because like I said, I get off track so often. My problem with social stuff, and the problem that I hate to have is one that I had yesterday. So I was streaming Valorant yesterday, and we took a break from Valorant because people were doing certain things, and I was sitting there, and Elmer Fudd came into the channel. He's like, "What's up, man?" And I was like, "Fudd, we gotta play something together." Long story short, we had more people than we needed. And that's the thing, like, I love having people to play with, but I hate telling people no, or I hate kicking people out of a group to play with. I hate that so much. And I know some people, like, they have these groups of people, and they usually cycle through people, but they keep like one or two there the entire time, but the rest of them they just cycle through, which is cool, and I get that. And the people who cycle through are like completely understanding, like, hey, we're gonna play a match and then we're gonna go. The people who I see do that are, like, you know, content creators and everything, and they have a following and their community understands. I wouldn't say I have that big of a community, and honestly, I don't even know if I even have a community at all. It's not, to be clear, I'm not being complacent. I'm not giving shit to anybody who's in my Discord or anybody who I talk to on a normal basis. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, usually whenever I think of somebody having a community, people's communities are like 50 plus people. Then again, I mean, that could be my way of thinking, and that totally not be the case. But yeah, we ran into a problem that I hate having. It's a good problem to have, but I hate having it. But even still, I need to learn how to reach out and say, hey, do you want to play? Because like I said before, I don't have a core group of people to play with. I don't have a group of, let's just give an example of 10 people who, out of those 10 people, no matter what I want to play, I will find a group of people out of those 10 people to play whatever game it is, whether it be Siege or Valorant or Destiny or Call of Duty or whatever the hell just comes up at that specific time. I would love to have that. That'd be so cool. And it's not a thing of like, hey, you're gonna be on my group of 10 people. It's nothing like that. It's just like having that close of a relationship with people, which I used to have back in the day, but not anymore. Like the last time I had that was probably Destiny 1 days, and those were not good for me because that was filled with a whole bunch of like, I get picked on a lot, and I fucking hated it. And the thing is, I always had a group of people to play with. So even though I was getting picked on, I had a group of people to play with. So like it was like the fucking yin and yang of it, and I hated that balance. But before that, I had a group of people way back played Call of Duty 4 with, and I was the youngest person in the group that played Call of Duty 4, and they were all like, all the guys that I played with were like married and stuff and had kids and everything, and like that was a solid group of people. And I think one of the things that I like and one of the things that I'm scared of is people's lack of maturity and understanding. And with that group of people, we had there was a bunch of maturity, obviously, because they were adults and they had kids and everything, so they kind of knew how the world was working, you know, like life shit. But now it's like, I think one of the things about me trying to reach out to get a group of people to play with is I think I'm so scared of who I'm going to get. And if I reach out somewhere, this is a struggle that I face. If I reach out somewhere and get somebody to play with, and let's just say I have a group, like, okay, we'll just say that I do a Destiny raid, and I have a group of 5 other people with me, and we're doing this raid or whatever, and somebody's being really shitty. Granted, while I'm streaming and everything, and this is me streaming, this is not like me just playing not for content. But if I'm sitting there and I'm streaming and everything and somebody's being really shitty, there's a part in me that I feel like I shouldn't say anything because of I asked to have a group of people. But also at the same time, I have no problem of, like, if somebody comes in for my stream and I play with them and they're being really shitty, I have no problem getting rid of them. I should probably have that mentality both ways, or if somebody's being shitty, just get the fuck out of here, we'll get somebody else. But I don't know. And the other thing too is, like, yesterday on Valorant, in essence, I don't like being an asshole, and I don't like being a prick, and I don't like seeming like I'm yelling at people or telling people that they suck. I'm trying to help, and I hope that it comes across that way whenever I give people advice and everything like that. Yesterday we were playing Valorant, and my team was not, like, I'm not the best Valorant player. I'm really not. I'm not even remotely close. But there was times to where everybody on my team, like, they were making stupid mistakes, and I don't know if it was just like them not thinking or what, but there was, like, they wouldn't watch a whole bunch of angles, and there was literally 5 of us in a room at one point, and I'm like, this is not good. So one person, like, you get a brimstone to launch a molly in here and we're all dead. I hate giving advice to people, especially on the fly, because I think I'm being an asshole, and I don't know. It always comes down to me saying something like, hey, remember, if I'm watching this way, you got to watch the way that I'm not looking, so that we have areas covered and everything, so that we're not getting shot in the back or whatever. If I say that to somebody, the fear that I have is the reaction of, well, I didn't ask for your help. And that sucks. And that's the thing is, like, if somebody replies back like, oh, I didn't ask for your help, then that makes me think I'm being an asshole. So, it's like, it kills me. It really does. And I need to get past that. And I don't give a fuck to a certain point about certain things. And for that type of stuff, I just shouldn't give a fuck and just talk and give advice and try and help people out and tell people what they're doing wrong, or telling people what they need to improve. And just do it. And the other thing too, of, like, if I'm playing with somebody, if somebody's being an asshole or a prick or whatever, just tell them to, all right, chill out. Yeah, it's gonna take a bit, and it sucks. That, along with, like, being social online, the whole playing with people playing with people and having that sort of anxiety, and then communicating with people online, they're 2 different types of anxiety, and they're 2 different types of situation that I deal with, and it sucks. And I think those are the main things that I have to get past. And I have to not be as about. And I'll eventually get there. But like I said, I need to create a schedule for me, and not only just for me. I need to create a schedule for the streams and stuff and everything like that, so people know, like, hey, this is what's going on. But yeah, it's been going good. God, I sound like I'm talking to a family member I haven't seen in a while. It just, the little things that I can work on and that I'm trying to work on and that everybody's been helping me work on. And I get that and I understand that. And I wish I had, the one thing I wish I had is I know I bring Issa up a lot. We haven't seen each other in a year. Almost a year, because it would be Guardian Con last year, so almost a year. I need to have a sit-down talk with her. Not a bad talk, just a talk with her, because I think there's been a few times, and I need her to tell me this straight to my face, or like have a serious one-on-one conversation and have her tell it to me again so I remember. There's a point to where I am apprehensive about tagging her and things or mentioning her and stuff. And I think she told me the one time, she's like, just do it. She said, because it helps you, it helps, whatever. And I get that. I totally get that. And I'm all about that. But I just, there's a few things on social interaction that I need to ask her about, that because she's been doing this for so long and because she's basically a community manager, because of like everything that she's done and what she's created, I have questions to ask to her, and I could ask Kara these questions. But I need, like, whenever you go to a doctor and the doctor says there's something wrong with you and you need a second opinion, that's basically those two for me. So I need to, if any at all, and I know she's really busy, I need to have a sit down conversation with her. And Kara, I talk to her all day, not all day, every day. So yeah, it's just. It sucked. I wish I could just take that social anxiety. And it sucks that it's online social anxiety. Almost at this point, I would rather have IRL social anxiety. I just wish I could take that social anxiety and just get it out. But instead of just like ripping it out of me and throwing it somewhere, I need to beat it out of me, which sucks. It is terrible. It's like me beating myself up is a terrible analogy, but like it's what has to happen. But yeah, I'm still working on stuff. I'm gonna have to work on stuff, and hopefully by Wednesday I will have a schedule out that shows like, hey, 3 videos a week on YouTube, stream Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. And I think I may come back a little bit on the gray area and do a little bit more of a talk show than like a point to point every episode. I don't know. We'll see. I was told to start a podcast because I could talk about things forever. And granted, that's true. I can. But also at the same time, podcasting has a whole bunch of like a lot of other stuff. I don't know. It's weird. I'd have to see about it. I would much rather actually have a talk show. I would much rather actually have a talk show instead of like a podcast, because a talk show, it could be me some days, and then I could bring somebody else in some days. And I'm not one of those people that like, oh, I want to get people I know or get higher profile people, like we'll just say, like a voice actor like Sam Witwer or Laura Bailey or Travis Willingham, or artists like Young Khan or Gamma Trap or whatever. Like, I'm not one of those people that, I don't think I could get those type of people, and honestly, I don't know what we'd talk about, because there's like I'm nestled in the Destiny community. So like I know a lot of people in the Destiny community, or I know of a lot of people in the Destiny community. I don't know whether they know of me or not, but I can get a whole bunch of people from the D2 community, but it's like having a wide array of people to like talk to about things, and everybody in the D2 community, I don't know if they're sick and tired of like people who have been on multiple podcasts. I don't know if, or multiple Destiny podcasts almost specifically, I don't know if they're sick and tired of just being on Destiny podcasts, because if they were and they were like, hey, I just wish that we had or I was on a podcast that was something other than Destiny, you know, it's fine. You want to talk about Fallout 76 and how it's not actually a failure and how it's actually really good, and granted there's a few problems with it, but yeah, do that. I don't know, we'll see. But we'll have to check it out and see, to find out. I don't know, I'm still hashing out things. You know me, I'm always got something. I think I should be done with this video, because it's already longer than I thought it was going to be, so I think we're going to be done with this video. My hair is fucking nuts. What is going on? What the hell? Well, I did just get out of bed and stuff. What the shit? Okay. Alright, cool. Alright. That's going to be it for today, guys. I'll catch you all next time. Remember, keep your heads up, be kind to each other, and for right now, wash your hands. Okay, bye now.